Hey you guys, and welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be restyling the Bratz Slumber Party Yasmin. So today's restyle was heavily inspired by the Bratz Formal Funk line. This is one of my absolute favorite lines by Bratz. So I wanted to go with like a formal look, but I wanted to modernize it a little bit, put my own little zazz on it. So that's what you're going to see today. So let's go ahead and get into it, you guys. I'm just taking off her old outfit, which is her little slumber party ensemble. And then I'm just brushing out her hair. And for today's look, I'm going to be using the straw curling method because I want her to have some nice little curly waves. So I'm just parting off the hair so I can work in sections. And then I'm wrapping the hair strand around the straw, securing it with bobby pins. And depending on how thick the hair strand is, I may need to use up to 3 bobby pins. Also, for those of you who do like doll hair regularly, how are you guys getting these dolls to stand straight? So I'm using like a traditional doll stand and she just kept falling. So I'm really looking to figure out, how to get this dolly to stand straight. So if you guys have any suggestions, please leave them below. And now I'm just taking out these 2 front pieces. She has a really cute like honey blonde money piece, so I definitely wanted that to show. So I'm just parting it out, sectioning it away so that we can get to that at the end. So for this look, I am going for like a half up, half down. So that's why I put the top half of her hair in a ponytail. And I'm leaving it in the ponytail while I curl it because we don't really need the roots of the ponytail like being curly, you know what I mean, since it's going to be tied up anyway. So I just went on and finished up that section, and now it's time to move on to the money pieces. This is the most important part because I really wanted these to be well manicured since they're going to be standing out in the front. So I just added a little extra bobby pins to these front pieces and gave it a little extra TLC because this is going to be, the money piece. Alright you guys, so I have her hair all curled up in her little straw rods. Now I'm going to go ahead and prep my kettle. This is my new kettle, you guys. It's like a hot pink color and I'm obsessed with it. See the LED? I got it from Amazon if you guys are interested. So I went ahead and plugged my sink. I pour in my boiling hot water and then I put the dolly in and I let her sit in there for about 10 minutes. Just making sure all the hair is covered. Then after the 10 minutes, I add in some ice cubes and some cold water. So we're going to do like a temperature shock for the hair to really set those curls in. And then I let her sit in there for about another 10 minutes or so. So I am going to be using a different body because I wanted some articulated arms, as you can see. And this is the fabric we're working with. It's actually like a silk glove, but honestly, look at this. Like once I put it on the bodice, I was like, hold on, this already looks like a legit dress. You got to work smarter, not harder. So I was like, yeah, I'm just going to use this fabric. So I just cut it into 2 pieces, just straight down the middle. I'm going to be honest with you guys here. I am in no way like a professional seamstress when it comes to making like, little doll outfits. I really just go for it. I start cutting things and I start sewing them up. There is no real rhythm to it. So, take me with a grain of salt. But I just cut it into 2 halves and I can honestly get 2 dresses out of this because I only end up using 1 half of the fabric. So then I just pinned it up and I put some pin marks just so I could know like how to cut off the excess fabric afterwards. And then I just went through and cut off all that excess fabric. And then this is when I realized that I cut too much of the fabric and I started to panic a little bit. I'm not gonna lie, like I was low-key upset about it. But then I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna go for it. We're just gonna make it work. We're gonna see what happens. So I added in this lining on the bust area, and this is like a rubber material. And what this is gonna do, it's gonna keep this dress from just sliding off, because I find when I try to make outfits with like a slippery fabric, it doesn't want to stay up on the bust area. So I always put this rubber lining just to reinforce the top, and it really does help keep it from sliding off. Originally I was gonna glue this piece on because it makes it so much easier if you just glue it on, plus you don't have the seams from like sewing it. But tell me why I ran out of glue. Like, I thought I had glue, but it was all dried up, so I was like, okay, we're just gonna have to sew it, no problem. So then I just folded the sides and I ended up just stitching the seam on the side of the doll versus doing it on the back of the doll, simply because I cut too much fabric. I do like to do like a Velcro closure on the back just to make outfits easier to get on and off. But since I cut off too much fabric, you know, the only way I was going to be getting this on and off with this doll is basically just to sausage it on. So I went ahead and stitched the sides up. And luckily, since this is like a stretchy fabric, I'm just kind of hoping for the best that I'm going to be able to pull this onto the doll, like with no closure. I know you guys are probably thinking, girl, what are you doing? But you know, we got to do what we got to do out here. Sometimes you got to take risk. So now that I'm done stitching it, I just went ahead and pulled it inside out, or I guess right side out, and it's looking pretty cute. Now we got to try to get it on. And honestly, like, I have this in like 4x speed, and it still, you can see it still took me a while. So I was literally sitting here for like quite a while trying to inch this on this doll without like breaking her body or something, you know. But you know, we're getting there. We ended up getting there. So I feel like it's a win. And look how actually gorgeous this is looking. I mean, don't look at that seam. Don't look at the seam. We're gonna pull to the side. But other than that, like, look how gorgeous this dress is looking. I'm actually stunned. So I cut a little bit of a slit because I wanted a front slit. I really didn't know what I was doing with the bottom, so this is where I just kind of improvised. So I went in and cleaned up that seam because when I just cut it, obviously there was like raw edges. So I just went in by hand and stitched up the seam just to kind of clean up the look a little bit. And after I finished that up, I wanted to go ahead and create more of a sweetheart neckline. So I just went through with my needle and did a couple little swings through just to kind of deepen like the sweetheart, I guess, form is what you could call it. Now we're moving on to the shoes, and I really needed some white heels, but I didn't have any, so I just took these and I ended up just painting them. Also, if you guys are a Bratz collector, I know you know like how hard it is to find a skin match for shoes. So a lot of the times, you know, you just have to work with what you have when it comes to the Bratz dolls because the shoes are limited. So I ended up doing probably about 3 to 4 coats for these shoes. I would recommend probably if you have like a chalk paint, it would probably be easier than just using straight acrylic like I did. So definitely noting that for the future. But I was pretty happy with how they turned out. Now it's time to undo our little curling rods. So again, I'm just gonna start from the back, just tying that out of the way, and let's see what we're working with. Oh my goodness, you guys, so you see those little bouncy curls? This is exactly what I was looking for, especially for a first time. Like, I'm really surprised, and I definitely will use this method, like, again, moving forward. So I'm just gonna go through the head and finish taking out all the straws. Time for the money pieces. Let's see what we're working with. Oh my goodness, you guys, they're so cute. And now I'm gonna go ahead and start parting the hair for our updo. So as you can see, the hair is a little frazzled towards the end, so I went in with some hairspray. This is the got to be glued like spray can version, and I just went through and kind of brushed it downward with my hand on the bottom of the curl, and it came out super gorgeous. So now I'm just gonna put the head on the new body. And she's coming together, guys. I wanted to add some accessories, so I'm adding in this choker style necklace. And now it's time for the grand finale. And that is all for today, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe for more content, and feel free to join my first 1,000 subscribers. I appreciate you all so much, and I look forward to more videos. Bye for now.